You've tuned into The Mountain Gardener with your host, Ken Lain. Gardening, it can be challenging, but with these simple insider tips, you'll reap huge rewards. Now, let's tune into today's Mountain Gardener with Ken and Lisa. So each month, the team here at Waters Garden Center, we're professional horticulturalists. We look at which plants look their best each month. So March, which plants go together and shine in March, and then April, then in May and June. Every month we rotate through. Thought I'd share this month's collection of companion plants we planted now that like to thrive in the same gardens. We try to pick a tree, a shrub, a perennial, an annual. We try to get the whole layered stuff together, but Fanciful Forsythia, it's heavily budded right now. In fact, I'll bet it's starting to bloom already on those east exposure like Jerome, Cottonwood, Camp Birch, Sedona. You're probably already in bloom here. They are cracking and starting to bloom here in this other side of the hill in Yavapai counties. And so Forsythia is a great plant for the mountains of Arizona. Now, most of your perennials, that is perennial shrubs, this is like companion with Forsythia, are lilacs and quince, and there's all these early spring bloomers. But Forsythia sets the stage. It blooms first. And the way you can tell it, if you're driving through a neighborhood and this shrub about head high, if you just never prune them and they're ancient, maybe they get 10, 12 feet tall. But really, they're usually kept down to that chest to head high level. Like you prune them when they're done blooming, you just keep them smaller, daintier. They're covered in like lemon yellow flowers. It's like crazy yellow. There's no foliage, all yellow flowers. It's so wild. It's like glowing, and it's just like you turn a light switch on and it's sitting there glowing in the landscape. That's Forsythia. It'll bloom like that for about a month and a half, and then it starts to leaf after that. When it gets done blooming, it'll drop that foliage. As it leaves out, it pushes off the flowers and the foliage takes over, and it's this very handsome, thick, like hunter green shrub. The beauty is you get the spring blooms, you get the nice green in summer, you get the beautiful like an aspen gold fall color, but animals, they don't bother Forsythia. It's one of the, if your neighbors are feeding the deer, there's very few plants you can actually grow in your neighborhood because they're just brought in. So you took all the choice and went down to, here's your 10 choices. Forsythia would be at the top of the list. It's a great plant for your, loves full sun, takes our wind. It's got all the things you kind of want. It takes our crummy soil and doesn't take a lot of care. That's a great plant, very deep-rooted, very strong. A companion with that is a step down, the perennial that goes with that. It's also in bloom right now. It's called mountain heath. Heaths and heathers, they're kind of an alpine plant. So they're high altitude. So they love bright days, cold nights. They just love that. Heath has got this real ferny, evergreen foliage. It's evergreen, but it's not a leaf. It's not a needle. It's something in between, but it's very soft. But right now it is in glorious color. I think there's 3 colors, like pink, white, and apple blossom. They're just covered. There's so many flowers. It's got a bell-shaped flower, much like a manzanita has. Only manzanita has a few dozen flowers. This has hundreds. So many, you can't see the foliage. That's why it's so beautiful. Grows in containers, grows in the sun, grows in the shade, gets up about knee-high, and then spreads out about maybe twice that wide. Nice mounding evergreen plant. And I have personal experience. The elk did not eat heath, had it right there in full sun out in Skull Valley. That's at 4,200 foot level. So I know it'd do well over in Camp Verde and Sedona, Cottonwood, Cornville. I know it'd do well in Kirkland, Hillside. It just would do well. Of course, it does well in Prescott Valley, Prescott, Dewey, this area. Really likes growing here, and they bloom about the time. Actually, the heath will bloom before the Forsythia. Then it's Forsythia. And then the next one that goes with that is redbuds. Redbud is the tree that we picked for the month of March. So redbuds have a heart-shaped leaf. It's about the size. Just make a heart with your hand, and that's the size of the leaf. It's a native. So there's a western redbud that grows wild here. You'll just see him out in the forest, a pink blooming flower. Well, it's such a hardy, strong plant that is easy to care for that we're introducing or creating new varieties, new colors. And so Eastern redbud is one that's famous in the Midwest, East Coast. They're cousins. And then we're coming up with Oklahoma redwood, very bright, bright pink. We've got a Merlot, which has red foliage instead of green foliage. The flower is the same, pink, bright pink, but the foliage is now purple. Same heart shape, same size, same hardiness, but purple. We've got one called Flamethrower. It's gold. Comes out gold, and then it has red tinges to it. It looks like a flamethrower coming out. It's very cool. Same bright flower, same size leaf, same hardiness. So now's your best chance to pick all these different varieties, and they're all companions with each other. So there's a few more I could go with. What else is companion with this? Pansies, peonies, rosemary starts to bloom now. So those are all the companions of March you can plant in your yard and have a stunning yard. Water's Garden companion plants for March are Oklahoma redbud, mountain heaths, rosemary creeper, Prescott pansies, and Fanciful Forsythia.
Fanciful Forsythia is a gorgeous spring shrub that explodes with masses of solar yellow flowers, followed by shiny green leaves.
Every home should have one for sheer beauty, fall color, and gentle natural care.
Shop the brightest spring bloomers in-store or online at watersgardencenter.com in Prescott.
For a more fruitful garden, increase success in the landscape that just feels better, then tune in daily to the Mountain Gardener podcast. Subscribe through your favorite podcast streamer or visit watersgardencenter.com. Better yet, visit me directly right here at Waters Garden Center. Thanks for tuning in.